Alright, good morning. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter, but let's get rolling. Today we're going to talk a little bit about trading, which is the easiest trade you can pretty much do. I also want to talk to you a little about what stop loss is, buy limit, sell stop, buy stop. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it and hoping not to do too long a video. So first of all, let's do what a trend trade is. Trend trade is like one guy's talking about a rubber band man. He runs up the little hill, and he runs and runs and runs to the point he has to pull back. He has to rest. He stops. And that's not, he just stops and rests. Then he runs some more. I draw my stick guy. He runs some more. Then he stops. Then guess what? He runs some more. And so he's running a trend. No different like I always say if you're going canoeing, it's hard to fight the current of the river. So you always just go down the river and you ride the wave. Now you can, float back against it, but that's another whole concept in its own. Right now we're going to keep it simple and go with the trend. Professional people do against the trend. And so like if you're running down, if the waves are all going this way and you're in a kayak, you don't want to fight against the current. You just want to keep going with the current. So easy enough, easy peasy. So usually this is also what they call Elliott. It can be an Elliott wave, but Elliott wave we'll go over more details later. And I'll tell you a little bit about Elliott wave. Elliott wave usually comes up, has a pretty good, then it pulls back. The second one has to be the long trend, showing that the market is going up, and it'll do a pullback and then go up and you do another ones. But usually this one is longer than this one. And that tells you the market's got motivation. This guy is running, let's say, or the river's got a good down current, so you're whitewater rafting, or the rubberman man says, yeah, I can do this. Oh yeah, I got this, and he runs. So that usually tells you the Elliott wave is usually made up of 5 or more of these pullbacks. So, and like I said, we won't go too much details of Elliott wave because it takes years of practice to get it. They got software out there now that can detect it, but usually it does. You go, 1, 2. Actually, there's 2. And then there's a correction. And usually this correction does this. And it comes back up sometimes and then goes down. So the Elliott wave, and in here, this is where if you see the patterns that people does, you'll see the patterns, butterfly, gartley, or something. Usually that's where that pattern comes in play. But like I said, it takes a lot of, you got to use Fibonacci in it. So therefore we won't even do it. So basically what this is running up. So this is a high. This is a near high. and this is a near high, if I do it right. And this is a low. This is a new lower low, or lower high. I'm sorry, if we're going up. Same thing if you're going down. This would be a low, a new lower low. This is a high, and this is a near high, higher high. If I can do it right. So, not Elliott. Trend trade, you're trying to go, well, like I said, with the trend. You just see the market, it's going up, it's going down, it's in a trend. It's whatever. You just know it's going to trend. So what you try to do is on this higher high and this lower low, usually they'll try to meet somewhere close to it. Sometimes right on it. Perfect world, it's on it. They may go down a little bit below it, then go back up. But that's kind of where you want to get in. So if that pulls back, perfect world, it'll go here and go back up. Perfect world. This is what they call, right now, this is called the ceiling. And then once this comes back down, it touches, there comes near it, it becomes the floor. And it'll run back up. And then when it pushes through this and comes again, this becomes the ceiling. And it becomes floor again. So this is where you kind of want to get in. So when it comes up, comes back, this is where you kind of want to do it. And what we call that is a buy. Limit. Meaning you're basically, let me see if I got the chart. Nope, let's see here. Basically, this is a buy limit. It basically saying it's coming down, it's going to touch right there, and then it's going back up. Same way with sell limit, it's coming down, you're saying it's going to touch and go back down. Sell stop pushes, buy stop pushes through it, and gets its motivation. So on this one, you'll put a buy limit, and it's just, let's say this is the cost of it. These are what they call pips too. You hear that term too. The numbers are pips. So you'll put a sell limit on it. So like if I go new order, I can hit I can hit it right now and hit buy. So I'm gonna buy it at this price. Or actually this price. I'm gonna buy it. But that means I'm assuming it's going to go up. I can click it and buy it now, or I can say, hey, we're going to do a pending order. So I'm going to wait till it comes down and comes back up. So I put my buy limit, back to this, and or sell stop, or I can say or sell limit, or I can say it's going to push through and push through. So take profit and stop loss. Stop losses to me is one of the most important things in it, because let's say this is what it's doing. It's coming up. It's coming up. Now I'm going to put my buy limit here. Well, I'll put my sell stop here. Or my stop loss. Sorry. Put my stop loss here. So that way, if the market does, and I caught it too late or something, and it comes up, pulls back, comes up, and I think it's going to stop right here, and it doesn't, it starts going like this, and then going down. I don't know why it went way over there, but it could come up, come back down, and just continue. And this is what they call head and shoulders. And so you messed up. You didn't realize it was head and shoulders, and it continues going down. And so therefore, if you got in it, but if you didn't put your stop loss in, and it starts going down and down, down, and now it's coming down, 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 you lost a lot of money. So it's better to lose, 25 than 500. You know what I mean? Or $5. It depends on your thing. Better than $50. So it's always better to have it, because you never know what's going to happen with the market. So always have your sell stop put in play. That being said, if this comes down, touches your line, and goes back up, put your sell stop here. I'm sorry, stop loss. Right? The market hits your profit, you're in the trade, and it continues going up. Move your stop loss up. There's no limit to where you can do it. So you can move it right here. They say, well, it's a none, but your broker always wants, so a lot of people, they'll say they'll move it up to right here, right where you got in it, but you still lose money because the broker takes his cut, and the spread and stuff like that. So then what you do, you can move it right there, and then take, depending on your lot size, maybe take, a few cents or $1 or so loss. But I always move it a little bit above it, like a couple pips. That means numbers. Like I'll move it 10 pips above it. So if I got in it at 1, 2, 9, 5, 6, that's when I got into it. I'll move it at 1.2966. So that way I'm making a little bit of money off the pips. Pips, each one of these are a pip, and I'll show you real quick. Let's see if it shows me on this one. It should. Yeah, so this one is a pip. See the 5 is a pip. The 5 and this pips. So this, each pip depends on your volume size. Mine's at 5.0. If you had less than $1,000 in there, I always do it by, and you can change this to 0.01. If I had $100 in there or less, I do 0.01. $100, I go up to, if I had $200, I'd go 2. $300, I would go 3. 4. So if I had 1,000, I wouldn't put that high. 1,000, I would do point. I mean, that's totally up to you. I wouldn't do that. Good Lord. It's totally up to you, but the lot size it depends on how much money you have in there. If you put 5 and it's a huge currency like US and US and Europe, you put it in there, US Europe, and you don't have like $100 in there or $20 or $3, it probably won't let you in the trade. But let's say it does, and then the market comes back. So we'll go over pips and the value, how to learn the value. There's calculators out there that helps you and tells you how much money each one. But pip, a pip could be worth $10 or $2 or $3. It depends on your lot size. So if you lose, you'll hear them talk about, oh, I got 100 pips a day, I got this. But your boy's bound at the money. If you had $100 in there and you're going up and you try to get on this trade and it hits this but does not stop, it comes down a little bit lower and it goes back up, and you had $100 and you put a 0.5, it could wipe half your account out, and the broker locks you out. He locks you out before you hit your stop loss. Your stop loss is here, where this line is, and it comes down enough to it hits it here, takes half your account. The broker logs you out, and the next minute it goes back up, and you're like, what? I would have made money if he'd left me alone, blah, 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 you know. But his job is to protect his account and yours too. So that's bad, you know, bad about it. So you just got to watch what you're doing with that. And that's where I tell people to learn it. But you could have a candle comes down right here. So it could be a candle coming down. And you're thinking, well, I'm going to get on in this candle because it's coming right across my line. And here's my stop loss. But you don't have enough money to cover. But right here, that candle could hit a wick and hit that wick, and he's going to log you out right here, and then candle forms back up to the body of the candle and then continues back up. And that could be news or anything like that. I have done it where it's done this and I didn't realize the news, and everybody got paranoid on the news, which I don't never really pay attention to the news, especially the news on TV, but I do try to watch the other news, and I'll show you in a minute. But I have seen it come through here. Excuse me. And I'll get in the trade right when it hits and goes up, and that candle comes down and hits right there, but then there's another one forms barely right in here, and that sucker has a long wick. So actually the candle has went way down here and hit, and then it forms that wick and then went back up, and it hits my stop loss. I have seen that done. I've had it happen to me several times. And wicks could be very long. I mean, I can show you some. Let's see. I got it on my... Let's see. This is a good place. Write this one down. forexfactory.com. That's my username. But there's no news today because it's weekend. This is a Forex market. This is for Forex only. Now, don't get me wrong. You find the news out on penny stocks on pennies. And penny stocks really, the other currencies don't really follow the news, but they can, depending on the... This is a good place for penny stocks and your regular stocks. You can find up their balances of currencies. You got to read up on their news, see what's going on. But this one, I guess, may affect the market too, depending on the loans and the market mortgage. So see, like this one, this from 7. So anywhere from 7 to that goes always to 8. There's a big red folder. The yellow folders is not too bad. The gray ones are not bad at all. It's just telling you that's a holiday. It doesn't bother me none. Wednesday is a holiday? U.S. holiday. Veterans Day. Huh. I didn't even know that. So, and that means usually banks are closed. You can still trade. The market's still open. You can still trade. It's just the U.S. banks are not going to be involved. Sometimes that might be the best thing to be in play because the banks are not involved in it. But usually from like this one here to that one. So that's 1 hour. So anything past 2 hours this way or this way. So if that's 7, it's to be 5. I would try to make sure I'm out of this trade in this. If I was in this trade, and to 10 o'clock, I would make sure I was out. So definitely 30 minutes or so. This one's a good place to find your penny stocks. And a lot of times, like if you do E-Trade, they got a lot of news down there. They're telling you about the, certain patterns and certain news on certain patterns, certain or stocks and stuff. Penny stock, same way. You can pull up their so they got news all the time. But be leery of the news though, because a lot of times the news tells you one thing. Like years ago, they was talking about Kaepernick. Nike stock has went through the roof, and Kaepernick, because he does what he does. No, you went and looked at it. The stock was going down. down, down, down. But they try to tell you that to get people to back into it. So because they got money invested in it, and they're trying to get people to buy into it. And so be leery of the news. I don't really never listen to it. The only thing I goes by is these red folders. I don't even click on them and read them or nothing. I just go by it, and it's usually within definitely 30 minutes before it, because I've seen it where it has happened right in that 1 hour or that 30 minutes, and right at that 7 o'clock mark. This was like 7 o'clock. Right at 7 o'clock, here comes your hour. Let's just say this is 5 minutes, and that candle comes down right at 7 o'clock. The next candle forms, and everybody jumps out. So that candle actually has went went way down like this, comes back, and then it just continues going, or continues going down, or it comes in instead of right at 7 o'clock, it jumps way up. And then it forms that wick. So it depends. So it depends on where I'm at in the trade, and then it can just continues going back down. But a lot of people jumped out on this that formed that huge wick, and so that wick, if you had your stop loss there, it hits it, or you didn't have enough money in your account to cover that long wick, and you could get stopped out or taken out easily. And if you didn't have if you were just now getting into the trade or anything like that, and that could hit your stop loss, you lost money, and then it could continue going down. I've seen them where they're, that wick's that long, and then it just continues going down or up, whichever way it's going. But a lot of people have done it in that 1 hour, and it's hit me because I didn't have enough money in my stock to do it, or it's hit my stop loss because I have my stop loss too close to it. So that's where in the Forex market, I know they come in handy. Sometimes they don't bother them at all. There are people makes money on it. They'll take the like the 7 o'clock, and I don't know. I've watched it, and I've never done it, but they'll watch it knowing that it's going to hit. It's going to form a long candle, and then they know which way it's going to go. So they'll get in it like right at 7 o'clock. They'll just sit there and hit it. That candle will come way up. They'll have it, and as soon as that candle will do it, and you'll see it looks like pumping gas sometimes going so fast. It'll go up real quick. They'll hit profit, take out. That comes back down, forms that candle, and they're out, and they made their money in their run. And I've seen a guy make $300 in like less than 3, 4, 5 seconds. I mean, it's crazy, but they do it, and I have to watch more videos on it and did it. I've never traded that way because it's paranoid, but they'll do it, and that's how they make a ton of money. The boy that showed me said that the guy showed him made like $1,500 or something most time, and he gets at it, and it's quick. It's like it's like you go in there and you'll have it, and you'll hit buy. Then you turn right around, wait a few seconds, hit sell. I mean, they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they'll watch the money count up, and they'll hit sell. Bam! They're out of the sell. It's crazy. I mean, it really is. It was fun to watch, but I've seen them do it several times. But that's where this comes in play. These could affect regular stocks. Like I said, your holidays, your regular stock market's not going to be open. So you won't trade on that Wednesday. Is that what it was? 11? Yeah. So this, Then that being said, that's just holiday for Americans, so that probably means U.S. banks or stock market's going to be closed. So you can use this for regular penny stocks going to be closed. Canada's holiday. But if you take Canada and US and try to buy into that stock, it's not going to move very quick. It will move, don't get me wrong, but it won't move very fast because both of those people are out of these in those holidays. So keep up with this. This is another good tool on this website. Sunday afternoon, this comes in play at 4 p.m. my time. Now you set your time in your settings. If you're Eastern Central, I'm on Central, so if you're Eastern, it'd be a different time zone, different time it starts. But if you set it, this will work right with your time. Same way with this. This is my time at 4:35 p.m. my time. So in their time, it could be Britain, it could be 4 p.m. their time. It does. I don't know. I think there's 6 hours, so that would be 4 hours my time, so that would be about 11 o'clock at night. All right, I don't know. Anyway, so just go back. I'm trying to figure out their hours. So see, let's see right here. It should tell me. See 4 their time, so 7. Yeah, so it'd be pretty early. But let's go. This is when the market comes open. Sunday at my time at 4. Tokyo gets into it. It starts moving a little bit better. When this gets in it, sometimes you don't even think it's even open. It moves very slowly. When they get into it, it moves a little bit faster. London gets into it at 2 o'clock my time, 2 a.m. in the morning, every day. So it'll be Monday through Friday. They're in it. And it starts moving pretty quickly. When the U.S. gets into it at 7 until 11, between these 4 hours, that market moves very fast. So when London gets out of it at 11, it still moves pretty good in their situation. So you can make $10 an hour here, let's say. Now let's say this. On this one, you can make $10 every 2 hours. Tokyo and these two into it, you can make $10 an hour. So $10 2 hours, you can make $10 in 1 hour. Here you can make it 45 minutes, let's say. When they get in here, when they both gets in here, you can make $10 every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But when they get out, you can make it every 30 minutes. This is the best way to look at it, I guess you say. So between those 4 hours is the best trade. I used to get up at 2 and start trading and get it ready, and then when they get in and get out, when it moves very fast, but it moves pretty quick. Like I said, it's $1 trillion a day industry, so it can move pretty quick. So let's get back to trading. Let's see. So I put a buy limit. If I look at buy limit, it says it's coming down, touching my line and going back up. Sell limit goes down, meaning this one is going to go push through. I think it's going to push through the line. So if it's coming up, it's coming back down, it comes up. But I think it's going to do my head and shoulder routine, and it comes down, goes back up, and I said, hey, it's going to push through this because it's doing my head and shoulder. It pushed through this. I'm in the trade. It comes back down, comes back up, tests the line, and goes back down. So I'm in the trade. So that'd be a sell stop. But if I think it's on a trend and it's coming up and it's coming back down, and then it's going to make a floor, but it's going to come down, touch the line, and go back up, that'd be a buy limit, or vice versa. Sell limit, sell stop if you're going to trend down. So that's where those come in. Your stop loss, of course, we talk about this, your take profit. So if you just want to get in a trade, and you said, hey, I just want out of it here, or not there, but it comes down, comes up here, and then when it comes back, you say, I just want it out right here. So I'm only in it in this period of time. Put my stop loss here. I only want it to come up here. Once it hits here, comes back, I want out. I figured I've done my adding of my numbers, my pips. I'm gonna make $100. That's what my goal is, make $100 a day. I'm out. You'll log you out, take your profit, and there you go. But I think I've covered this, but I'm really going to cover it again. If you come in this one, sell stop, or stop loss, I'm sorry, stop loss. Oops. Here, I always have stop loss. That way if it comes back down, but like I said, if the currency and you get in here and it starts going up, move your stop loss up to here. But I would always move it up a little bit higher, so no matter what, I make $1 or $2, 50 cents, whatever, I make something off of it. But there's no limit to moving your stop loss. There's no, you can move as many times you want to, and all you do is just keep adding numbers. So right there, I can change it. On some of these, you can take it and drag it, and you'll hit OK, and you just hit OK, and it drags it on your phone. You do on your phone, you have to type the number in, but if you're on your computer, you can just click on the red line that's coming across. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here it is. It's hard to see that. Let's see if I can get better. I'm in this trade now. Been in this trade for a while because it didn't do like I thought it was going to do it. I'm losing money on it, but I know it's going to do it, so I'm still in it. And I didn't set a stop loss, so I've lost a lot in it, and that's where I keep telling people to set a stop loss. I thought I did. Was that it? Yeah. So here's my I'm so far in it, it still ain't gonna show me. Oh yeah, that's right, because I don't have a buy stop. But if I set a buy stop in here, it's going to be red. So like this one's green. You can drag it on your computer, drag it down. So if I had it right here, I don't think it's going to let me set it. Let's see it. No, it's not going to let me do it. It's closed. Well, wait a minute. Let's see, 6, 2. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Market's closed. That's what I figured. But anyways, let's see. Let's get there. Let's say this is my sales. This is my stop loss, and I'm here, and I'm done in the trade, and it's supposed to be going down, but here, see, it went way down here, so I can move my stop loss downward. So if it's right in there, I can move it there. So now I'm taking profit. So now I'm in a no, what they call a no take profit or no loss trade, meaning no matter what happens, I'm going to make money. And so when that comes back up, it hits there, it went through it, but I still made my money because I already got out of it here. I'm already in the trade here. So that's where stop losses can be really useful. So I can always, you can move your profit thing down too. But if I was move my stop loss and I had it real close here and it went over, I can move it right here. That's what a lot of them tells you to do it. But if you do that, your broker takes money anyways. You got a spread on it, so you don't make money. So always move it below it. You can figure out pips, how much pips you're going to make per pip, and then do it. And if it keeps coming down, see how it went down? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to move it down more. I'm going to move it to the top of this one. It keeps coming down. I think, oh, there's a good candle. Well, that candle, we'll see how the wicks are. This is what I'm telling you. See how the wicks, if you had your, that's what I was telling you about the news, there's long wicks there. So if I move my stop loss to here, top of that candle, so now that candle formed and it went back up and hit it, I still made all these pips, all this money. So that's where, like I said, you can always move it. There's no set rules of how many times you can move it. There's no penalty moving it. You can always move it. So if I seen this candle here form, I thought, well, I'm gonna get into that. And it formed and I got in it with this one, but I put my stop loss right here. And then I was saying continue to go down. I'm thinking, okay, it's going down. I'm gonna move my to right here just for now. That candle formed, which I probably would have moved it down then, but it turned to wick. So this one formed, this one, and then this one went down, this one, then I'll probably move my stop loss down. That way I'm automatically going to make money all the time on that trade. And I could have walked away and never doing it, come back, hit my stop loss, I still made money. Or you could got it. Let's see if I can zoom out on these. Let's see. Yeah, see the same way here. If I went up here, decided to get in here, and it rolled down, and I moved my stop loss. I got in right there. So let's say I had my stop loss there, and then as it goes down, I moved it. And if I didn't move it enough to that, of course, like I said, the perfect world, you wouldn't know. But if it touched that, then I would have been out, but I still made money. But if I had it above it, and you, like I said, you don't know. I got in here, was not losing money. Now I said it kept going down, down. I'm thinking, oh, Ron, I'm making money. I'm riding that whole wave down, and I just keep moving my stop loss down. You can do it on here, like I said, on your cell phone. You can't just grab it and drag it. You actually have to key it in, and there's a little thing like this on your thing on your phone. You click on it and just pull it, whatever it is, and type that number in to your phone. That way you can keep moving your stop loss with your cell phone. Something else on the show, but I can't remember. But anyway, that's where you get this, and see how the trend is. It's coming down. All right, let's go back to trend trading real quick. See the long wicks? That's what I'm saying. If we go back to that day, there's probably news on that day. Not always, but most majority of the time there's news. So let's go to trend. Okay, let's do this. This is the market, order market. You pause the video, read this. If you kind of want to read it. And we'll go to the next one. This tells you about your buy limit. Sell stop. Then we're going to get in wedges here in a minute. So we're going to put this up here. I'll show you what that is. And then we're going to. So. Well, daily. See, it looks like on even the weekly, the market is coming down. Even though it did an arch, it's still going down, did a big down, and going back up. But it could be a V, and the V goes back up, it starts going back up. So trend trading's let's see if I find a better one. Yeah, see, I've got this one marked. I got the trend coming in. It's going down. But let's do this. I should have just clicked the button, clear chart, but I might have something in the back I want to keep. So we'll do trend trading. We'll click here, ride it down to here, pull that down. And you want the many touches you can get. So we're going to put it maybe right in there. It come out of the trend a little bit, but that's fine. Then we'll go 1 hour. And see 1 hour is coming down. Any touches, we're going to change this to, let's do white. $15-minute. Looks like it's coming back up. Now we'll go to 1 minute. I gotta zoom way in. I moved it. Dang it. I hope it was it. Let me see. What was that on? I hope it was 15-minute one. I think so. So that kind of tells you it's in this currency. Now there is things. Oh, did I delete that? No. There is. I've got one on mine. No, where's it at? Should be that one. That's my journal. Oh no. Off. Sometimes I forget where this stuff's at most of the time. Oh, I did have it up. But I'm on the right thing. Let's see. Where's it? Market. I had it on the right thing. I just didn't have it on the right tab down here. Your journal keeps up all your trades. You can go back and keep it write it down. But I would always write everything down so you learn the patterns or the trend. So you write everything down. So let's do indicator, and you can do type in like trend trade or trend lines. Let's put it that way. And see, it brings them all up. You can go here, hit the free one, and you can get free ones that they got indicators that do all the work for you. I have one on my laptop. I don't have one on my computer here. I have one on my laptop I got a long time ago. He draws all the patterns for you and everything. It was free and it works pretty well. But it does it all for you. I don't have to do anything, drawing or anything. Yeah, it's not on here. But this is where in a world, so even this is going down, even though if you pull back out, it's going to take a lot to do to that. But if you pull back out to the day trade, it's on a downtrend. See it? But if you go to the 1 minute, it's on a buy. See what I mean? So what happens, you kind of want it to break continue going down. So this is going up. So what you're hoping it does, it comes down out of this, comes back, touches back, and then continues going down. Maybe I think they can do like I wanted to do. Bear with me. Okay. So now what you wanted to do, and so now it's on a buy. So if you got in a sell, and because it's on a downtrend and you got on a sell, you didn't mark your charts up like this, you would have been in it and you've been losing money. So what you kind of want to do is make it sure when it starts going back down, it goes back in this trend. So what you're hoping to do is they'll come out of this area where it's going up, and it comes out of it, it goes here, goes. You can do it. Comes back here, put your sell limit, and then watch it rise back down. See what I mean? And there again, this could do and go sell. So this is kind of why you mark your charts up like this, so you know you're in that right currency or right pattern. But like I said, this is betting against the trend. So it's always not best to bet against the trend. It's always best to bet with the trend when you're starting out. So I'm going to turn my magnet off. So that's where you're watching in it to do. And you've watched the candlesticks patterns. But like I said, this is on the 1 minute. If you go to like a 5 minute, see, it's still doing the pullback. So you're in a pullback. See what I mean? It's coming down, but right now you're in a pullback. So you wait till it pulls itself back, and then just continues going down. And see, we're on a trend, but it's pulled back. Now, sometimes these trend works really well to say you're out of a trend. So, and that's where you got to have your stop loss. So if you're coming down, and I'm going to use this example, but I'm going to pull it well over here just to show you. it's on a downtrend. But you noticed one thing. It's broke out of the trend and went way up. Sometimes it's fine. Because like here, I put it here and here, and that's what I'm showing you. It comes out of here, here. But watch, it comes up, it comes down, it tests that area. Now this is not a perfect example, because I just did this for example, because you have to go digging for it. I didn't go digging for one. But notice it comes out of the trend, and you're thinking, okay, it's just going to go out and come back in and start trending you down. But no, it doesn't. It comes down, tests the area right here. So it's testing your line, and then goes back up. So that's a very strong indicator that the trend is stopping. It is not just keep trending down over that 30 minutes or day or whatever you got this set on. And it's stopping the trend. See, there's a 1 day. So this trend's stopping. So now it may go across and then go up, or it may go across and go down. But it's usually a strong indicator that that trend here is stopping. So now this is a down. It's going to pull back maybe and then continue the trend down. So it's stopped the trend. And sometimes it's a whole market where basically it's saying that, hey, my trend's coming down, but now I'm stopping, and now I'm going to start going back up. So you got your trend coming down, but it's tested it. I always don't do it when it breaks out and think, oh my God, it's going to be a breakout and it's coming up. I always make sure it comes back and tests that area again and then continues back. So I'll put a buy stop there. So that when it goes through it, it has to go through it, not come up and touch it and go back down. It actually has to go through my line and continue the trend. So that's another good tool with trend trading, but it does let you know that it may break and trend a different way. But we'll show you something else. Let's see, where's my charts? Let me see if I can go to my, yeah, see, I got a trend here. So same way, it comes up, but it pulls out and comes back up and just about test it. But since I didn't put my sell limit or sell stop here and it didn't touch it, it continues to go up, even though it's outside of the thing. So you can move it over here. So now we're still going up the uptrend. I'm trying to remember my notes. I deleted my notes a while ago. But see, it touched it here. So if I draw that perfect line and everything, or it was perfect, but I'm just using this example, they pulled out and it touched my line and then continued. So that tells me that this trend could be stopping and going across, consolidating, and then may continue or may go down. But it tells me that 80% of the time this trend stopped. So now I bet it only going down and then get out and go down, but it could be consolidating to form a huge wedge. Let's see if I got my wedge. Oh, my wedge is on I really want to, yeah. So here's a wedge. I know I've thrown a lot of this at you, but the wedge usually tells you it's coming up and it's breaking the trend, but it's consolidating. But since this trend here is going up, more likely it's going back down. Or not going back down, but it's going to consolidate and go up. But there again, you stay here on this one, same thing. You want it to come out of it, test this area again, and then continue going up. And these are wedge or flags, what people call them. It's just whatever some people call them. And see, it looks like a flag. Here's your flagpole, and there's your flag, and then it goes up. Usually flags does this area. Wedges goes very tightly, but then continue the trend up. But there again, it's got to come touch it. So this is what I was saying. It could be a trend coming up, and all of a sudden your trend's coming up. It's coming up, and then all of a sudden it does this, and you got your trend line, and it breaks through it, and it doesn't test the area. It just keeps going across. And that's what that means. It may go back up. It's just solidating. Can't figure out what it's doing. I got my trend line here, and it comes up, tests it, and it could come down and get it, and come in, or it could come up, do it. But see, it didn't test my area. It could come back up and then go back down. So that's where a lot of times you can play into it. The trend's moving away, or it's doing a wedge. Wedges are about 90% accurate. Okay, move on. So here it would have tested my area if I'd have put it like a trend line right there. Yeah, so if I have my trend line there, the most touches, it's hard to see on my pattern. So it did come in and touch it, so that kind of maybe say, okay, it's now it's going to go down, but now it's solidating. So you'd have put it in and then realize it's forming the wedge, then you'd have got set your profit, or you could ride this out. Sometimes they'll go down a little bit, and that's where I think I'm in my one trade I'm in now. And you could get out and out, but this just means the trends could stop and go opposite way, and then you can bet on it going down, or just stay out of it until it figure out what it wants to do and do it, because it has done these and then go down and then continue down or go up, but they're usually 90% chance it's going to go up. But I have done it. Let me go back to that one. You know, like this one. Let's see. That's why I'm not doing that one. I do wrong. See, now this one is going downward. And I believe that's where I got into this one. So see my line. I watched the trend, it comes down, it tests the area, and then it starts going down. I got in it, and I got out. So, but that's another secret you can learn. But watch your day trend. I mean your trends, not day trend, but trends, and see which one. But I was going to say, well, I go back to this one. No, was it that one? Was it that one? Yeah, it was. No, it was that big one. No. Where was that one at? Did I delete it? Oh, I think I deleted it all. Yeah, I did. All right, I deleted it. But anyways, I was talking about oh yeah, see how the currency going down and it comes back up? This is where this comes in play. If you ever see these, that's where these come in play. So that tells me on a week it's way to get on which way it's going to go. But on one day it's selling, and on a 4 hour it's selling. So the trend's going up in that areas, but on these areas it's all a buy. So it's still not doing, you know what I mean? This is a pullbacks. Because see right here, this is a 1 hour chart, but if you go to the 15-minute or 1 minute, it's pulled back. So therefore, it's a buy in that area. So that's another little secret. And on your charts, that should be, if you look it up, I think it's multi-candle. Yeah, this one, multi-candles. And you click it, you drag it over here, clicking on it, and you'll start doing this for you and counting. It's multi-candles you can find, like I said, down in your order here. And I didn't buy it, it's free. Yeah, well. Yeah, I did a long time ago. It's not going to show up here. But anyways, that's where that comes in play. So I'm going to have to get hurt and get off here. I'm wasting more of my time. I didn't want to do this. I'm over an hour now. Just my second video I done on this, so I was trying to do it quicker than the first one. So I think that's pretty much it I'm going to talk about today. The next video, we'll talk about pips, what are pips, how to calculate pips, and well, in fact, let me pull this back up real quick. Is that an M or R? M could be, I think. I wasn't logging. I was doing something wrong. Might take me a while to find it. I meant to have this already up. Alright, now I'm gonna find it. I'll go find it later. Might not. This might be the right one. Oh, yeah, here it is. I had it. I don't think that's one I was looking for. But anyways, there's calculators out there for you that you type in the amount and everything else, and it tells you how much each pip's costing, how much you're going to lose for each pip. This is Fibonacci calendar to teach you how to do that. Like they'll have harmonic rays. Yeah, pip calendar. It is pip calendar. So US lot size, I'll put 0.05. And that tells me how much. Of course, you got to learn a standard lot, mini lot, micro lot, price, pip value. See, that was 4.04. So, but anyways, that's something for you to play with. Until next time, we'll go over all this. So, other than that, my children are awake and they're making too much noise. And it's very distraction. Here's something you can play with. This is for regular stock people. There's your Facebook, Apple, and there's a really good thing for this website, and we'll discuss it later. And right now, I'm gonna get off here and say good day to everybody. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you like to learn about everything, and we'll go from there. Other than that, everybody, please have a good, safe weekend.